my gosh.
So this is it, Ron.
Oh my gosh.
On today's show, the story behind this wild menagerie. We visit Gary's turkey room. Spoon carving meets the outdoors. And tough Minnesota environments mean tough clothing needed. No problem if you know the guy who sews in this Lake Superior garage.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hey everybody, Laura, Millie, and I welcome you to today's episode of Minnesota Bound.
Up first, Schara meets a special Minnesota turkey hunter.
Yeah, a hunter with an addiction greater than all.
I think even greater than my dad.
Once upon a time in a Twin Cities suburb,
I will show you the turkey room.
Turkey room.
That's right.
holy gobbles.
Yeah, there's turkeys all over.
All over? Turkeys wall to wall to wall is a better description.
Oh my gosh.
So this is it, Ron.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, this is more than a turkey room. It's proof Gary Deschênes might be Minnesota's leading turkey hunting addict.
Wow, I don't know where to start here. Did you bag all these birds?
Yes,
In this white one too?
yes.
Not all these turkeys are Minnesota turkeys, right?
Oh no, oh no. This is the World Slam right here, all lined up.
Oh, well tell us about that. The World Slam, describe that. That's how many species?
All right. Well, first of all, there's a Grand Slam.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you get those in the United States.
Right.
And that's 4 different birds.
4 different subspecies.
4 different subspecies. The next one is a Royal Slam.
Where's he from?
He's from Mexico.
Oh.
It's the Goulds.
Oh, that's the Gould.
That's the Goulds.
Okay.
And then the ocellated, I shot mine in Guatemala when you could hunt there. Yeah, it's quite a bird. Look at the hooks on this, guys.
Yeah, hooked describes Gary Deschênes.
Very cool. Wow. A lot of
That's
memories
great.
in here.
There is. There certainly is. Lots of memories.
Is that why you have this room?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story. Actually, when I had my Grand Slam, I had those in my office.
Okay.
And then after I started thinking about maybe I should go for the Goulds. And my wife, Cindy, came into the office one day and she says, Gary, she says, you know, if you get a Goulds, you're going to mount it, right? I says, yeah, I'll have it. I will. And she says, we ought to take a look and see if there's a way we can make a turkey room for you in the storage area. That's why there's turkey rooms here.
Indeed, Cindy was a supportive companion, a high school sweetheart leading to 50 years of marriage.
Yeah, she was a very important part of this.
Sadly, Cindy passed away March 2nd in 2022.
I'm actually going to dedicate this, if we can, to her and her memory and so forth.
Sure.
Because she stood beside me each and every day when not only turkey hunting, but everything I did.
In other words, Gary's turkey room is also a memorial of sorts to Cindy. Turkey tails on the wall,
That's a Minnesota bird.
turkey photos too, turkey this and turkey that. If you've never hunted wild turkeys, you may not understand the turkey addiction, but it's real and it happens.
April 18th of 1991, when I shot my big, good-sized eastern turkey down by Caledonia. And the man that was weighing it says, oh, he says, you got a nice one here. You're gonna mount it, right? I guess what fascinates me about them is just the way they live and the way they move around. And it's just so exciting that once I got into it, I just became a passion for me.
Gobble, gobble.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Star Bank, Rapid Marine family of dealerships, and by Flow Docks and Lifts.
Do you know your water score? When it comes to your home's water, we know you may have questions. Whether it's city or well, find out what's in your water with a free water analysis. Treat yourself to cleaner, softer laundry, spotless dishes, and worry-free drinking water when you upgrade to Connecticut, the world's most efficient water treatment system, and save up to 25% during our Spring into Savings sale. Visit us online at Connecticut.com to find a dealer near you. Life is better with Connecticut Water.
Nothing beats memories made on the water. Time to make your own. Start now with a visit to Rapid Marine's family of dealerships, your ultimate resource for Lund boats. Rapid Marine sells more Lund boats than any other dealership in the country. Depend on inventory and expertise and the best service around. A great selection of pre-owned boats too. Visit Rapid Marine's 4 locations or check us out online at rapidmarine.com.
Ron Schara here. Just thinking about fishing, thinking about why Star Bank is our bank at Ron Schara Productions. You see, Star Bank is family owned, therefore you are treated like family. Call Star Bank, a person answers. Walk into Star Bank, they know your name. Star Bank is growing, now 11 locations in Minnesota. The latest is in Hancock and Stevens County. Yeah, Star Bank makes you feel good in many ways, just like a fish on the end of my line. Oh yeah.
Member FDIC.
Flow aluminum dock systems are made to bring time at the lake to a whole new level. You can create any layout you want and accessorize it for comfort and fun. They're strong, stable, safe, and they add a beautiful touch to your shoreline that will last for a very long time. Maybe it's time to join the thousands of other families that have turned their dock into a shoreline paradise. Maybe it's time for a Flow.
Up next, we're exploring the craft of wooden spoon carving, an ancient art form that is seeing a modern revival.
In a world driven by technology and mass production, the simple art of carving a wooden spoon is making a comeback. A wooden spoon is not just functional, it has a storied past. According to Scandinavian folklore, carving a wooden spoon was often a rite of passage.
There are several traditions in Europe of courting spoons, for instance. So you would carve a spoon and present it to your love interest, and the spoon was a proof of your carving ability and perhaps your worth as a husband, back when everyone worked with their hands.
Today, the tradition of wood carving continues here at the Milan Spoon Festival in western Minnesota. It's the oldest wooden spoon carving gathering in the United States. The good news is you don't have to travel far to learn how to carve.
Place your piece over on your right thigh, a little bit down away from yourself.
Wood carver Eric Vivang teaches this art form in the Twin Cities.
This grip, so it's an important one. This style of carving that I do and I teach is called green wood carving, and you use wood that's fresh, that's still damp or wet. It's a little softer, and that sort of style and tradition came from Northern Europe and Scandinavia. You can feel the wood is a little bit damp.
The carving classes draw people in for many different reasons.
I'm here because my friends said we were going to go do something related to my heritage. Because I'm Norwegian. Totally going back to my roots. I'm getting there, man.
Carving begins with a connection to nature. All you need is a piece of wood, a few simple tools, and a willingness to learn.
These are the primary tool we're going to use. These are carving knives, or purposely made carving knives. They are mass produced in Sweden. They're relatively inexpensive. They're very sharp. But I tell you what, why don't you guys come up and grab a spoon blank and find one that sort of seems to suit you. If you put your thumb here, you can squeeze, and your thumb is perfectly protected, right? Yeah, Cheryl, you've got it. So it's like that.
How strong do you need to be to carve wood?
But I've taught people who were 13 and 80. And you really, the amount of strength you need is the strength you need to open a jam jar.
It's quite tiring, but again, therapeutic.
We're gonna spend 3 hours in my class. Most people, 90+%, have a spoon when they leave, which is super gratifying for me as a teacher.
For many, spoon carving is more than just whittling wood. It's a form of meditation.
There's a certain, pleasantness or pleasingness working with your hands. If you're knitting or if you're, doing pottery, that physical work it feels good. You're paying attention to what you're doing, which ends up being quite mindful. Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
To treasure or put to use. Each spoon holds its own fate.
I'm gonna make soup. That's the goal anyway.
Well,
saute some veggies maybe?
The next time you hold a wooden spoon, consider its story. A testament to craftsmanship, history, and the enduring connection between human hands and the natural world.
I like it. I like it. Looks good.
Pretty fantastic for 3 hours. I like it.
Coming up, we're off to a northern workshop where hardy Minnesota clothes come to life.
Closed captioning provided by Clamshell Beach Resort.
In Minnesota, up north is a magical place. Cabin life, fishing, boating, relaxing, making family memories. Hi, I'm Ron Schara, here to tell you about a new, affordable way to enjoy the magic. I found it here at Clamshell Beach Resort, located on the Whitefish chain. Clamshell offers lake homes with deeded fractional ownership, which means you can own and enjoy the resort without the hassle of maintenance and worry. Go to cottagesonwhitefish.com to start creating your own family memories.
Up next, we're off to a snowy part of Minnesota, the port city of Duluth, where the tough outdoor lifestyle means homemade gear to match. Lake Superior life tends to bring out people's toughness, an eternal outdoor thread in a place that looks like this. Tucked away between early December snowdrifts, Kevin Kinney wakes up his workshop.
I am nuts. This is not what normal people do. I have been in this garage for 20 years. This is work, yeah. Sometimes I get out here at 4 in the morning when I wake up. I have no adult supervision. So some days are really productive, and other days I find myself making a tent at noon going, I should be making clothing.
By now, you probably understand that Kevin likes to sew. His business started with outdoor gear for people with disabilities.
Just a mitten you could open with zippers. Changed lives for the better, but never made a dime at it. One day this guy walked in with these funny looking mittens and this anorak, and he said, could you make these for me? And it was Dwayne Lodig from Empire Canvas Works. And I said, yeah. And he wrote me a check, which was phenomenal.
That guy, Dwayne Lodig, proprietor of Snow Trekker Tents and Empire Canvas. Dwayne needed to focus on building tents, so he and Kevin made a deal.
And I became Empire Canvas Works. We've probably turned out $2 million in product from this 2-car garage. Today we are going to make what I'm calling a jack pine vest. And it is a vest made literally from a U.S. GI Army blanket.
Kevin loves to work with wool.
Wool is a wonderful fabric. I mean, sheep are not terribly smart, yet they survive. This pile of panels is one large wide vest. So we've got two fronts, we've got a back, and the back is, a fleece at the bottom that's going to be the inside of this pocket. We've got zippers, got a little bit of reinforcing to go down the front, and I'm going to start putting this together.
After he cuts parts,
I anchor this little piece of PVC truck tarp material. Great stuff, super strong.
Kevin starts to sew.
You can put it inside this 2-layer Supplex pocket, and this is going to guard your garment. Once around on the outside. And just for good measure, once more.
Now, Kevin drops the hammer.
This kind of pounding board has seen a bit of use. These wonderful rolled rim spurred stainless steel grommets. People say, how long does it take to make something? And I say 38, 39 years and a couple of hours.
Yes, Kevin's used a lifetime of trial and error to create his gear. Look around the garage. He also lives the outdoor lifestyle. Suppose that's why Kevin and his family live in Duluth.
There is just something about being up here and being so close to all of this fun 7 days a week. It's a fun machine.
Next, he sits at this complex-looking machine.
Basically, all it does is make edges clean and pretty. Now, this is a lifestyle business, and I need to kind of live in the middle of it to make it work. When we have money, we make clothing. When we don't, we mow the lawn and go fishing. I am gonna put the snaps in this, and then it takes about 20 minutes to do the final assembly, and it becomes a vest.
Handcrafting meets art.
I wouldn't really call this clothing manufacturing just because it is so back and forth. It's such a process. If I had to say anything, I would say old school European craftsmanship. Probably the reason we haven't been knocked off that much. Yeah. What I've learned over the years is that if the wool has anything abrading against it, it's going to just tear itself apart in short order. So the draw cord on the bottom, or any of the draw cords that are on any other part of the garment, always pass through one of these little tunnels of nylons.
Kevin hopes others might better understand his craft, and maybe, more importantly, his passion.
In large part, we as a country don't know how our clothing gets made, and I absolutely love what I do. It is my hobby, my life, my passion.
It is the thread of a Northwoods sewer.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Leech Lake Tourism, Premier Marine, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Are you ready for your next summer adventure? Don't drag your feet. Check into paradise at legendary Leech Lake. Leech has built a reputation for amazing family vacations. Over 195 miles of shoreline and some of the best fishing in Minnesota. Activities for the whole family, too. Parks and trails for hiking and biking, shopping, dining, and gaming await you as well in Walker. There are over 30 family resorts and hotels waiting for you this summer at Leech Lake. So drop into summer and book your vacation today at leechlakeoutdoors.com.
No matter how you do water, there's a Premier pontoon for you. Because Premier pontoons are the best riding, best built, and have the best technology in the industry, with countless floor plans to choose from and exclusive award-winning innovations like Revolution seating and Troll and Stow. So whether you're looking for your first pontoon or your next, look to Premier.
Up next, Ron Schara meets Mike and Christine Nelson.
A couple of camp counselors who may have perfected a campfire's sweetest offering.
It's the season for bonfires in Minnesota. And as everyone knows, the perfect bonfire makes the perfect s'more. Just ask Mike and Christine Nelson.
I was a camp counselor at Camp Kitchiapi, YMCA camp, for 9 years.
Same for me. So I was a camp counselor at Spirit in the Pines.
They're the duo behind North Mallow, a Long Lake business they created in 2016. And while the love story may have began at a camp bonfire,
So I made hundreds of bonfires and thousands of s'mores.
it's transitioned to something, well, a bit sweeter.
I started making marshmallows just for fun, not with a business in mind or anything like that, and saw that we really could make a better marshmallow with better ingredients. So in 2014, I was invited to do s'mores at one event, and it was a hit.
The rest was s'more history.
It just popped in our heads, maybe we should sell marshmallows.
But all marshmallows are not created equal.
The amount of hands-on that goes into our marshmallow making is definitely craft. It's gourmet. It's bringing that better experience.
We just let it cook. We go stir it every so often as it starts to heat up so that the sugar gets mixed in with the agave.
This is just pouring the powdered sugar in here. Next, I'm gonna measure out salt. And next, we're doing the vanilla powder. And then last, we have vanilla bean seeds.
Now this is the best part. This is when all of the liquid sweet turns into gooey marshmallow. So Jennifer's smoothing out and trying to get air bubbles out. We try to move as quickly as we can. As it starts to cool down, it starts to set.
The marshmallows set for 24 hours before heading to the slicer.
So one of our batches of marshmallows makes about 1,000 marshmallows. In a day, we make 9, 10, or 11 batches. So we make up to about 10,000 marshmallows in a day.
The end result? The perfect s'more. At its core, North Mallow is more than a marshmallow company.
Just becoming more a part of this outdoor community has been just such a wonderful thing.
They've partnered with groups, including Save the BWCA and Adventure Women, and have even started their own scholarship fund to send kids to, guess what? Summer camp, of course.
To build our business, we need the outdoors to be safe. It's also just simply the right thing to do.
For us, it's really about that joy. And we're not marshmallow makers. We consider ourselves more joy makers. It's really that kind of joy in that moment, and we consider ourselves privileged to be able to bring not just a product, but an experience that helps create lasting memories.
So, introduce a kid to the great outdoors, and yes, to s'mores too.
I'm craving s'mores all of a sudden.
Me too, kind of hungry.
Well, that about does it for us. We hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, Millie, what do we always say? Yeah, get a s'more, and remember to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.